It's an IFFTI project that Tina approached me.
Kathryn said, yes, pick me, so I did pick her.
And I just thought it sounded absolutely fantastic, so I wanted to do it because I like the idea of it being really international.
And I knew I could work well because she's a very imaginative young woman, and I thought it'd be great to work in an international project, a collaborative project. And
it was going to be this garment swapping project between Melbourne, Amsterdam, London and LA. That it would be a student that then worked with a mentor, and you had to look at an old handicraft and explore that. And when I read the brief for the first time, what I absolutely loved was that they wanted to create the heart of a garment and have the idea of a garment growing, which I just thought was completely beautiful and really loved that idea.
It was quite a very open brief, so I think it allowed the students to really just explore. She looked at an Australian icon who is Ned Kelly.
My idea of iconic was looking at it, I wanted to do something Australian, and I thought Ned Kelly was a great place to start because he's I just loved where he came from.
The students needed to research a traditional technique or an artisan technique.
I had a small amount of time where I had to research a handcraft to learn, because that just wasn't my area of expertise at all.
Artisan techniques is a lot of heart. I think Kathryn took it quite seriously, and that's why she looked at the macrame and it's using your hands, which is something that we're unfortunately losing in fashion industry. Everything's so mass produced.
Then I just thought the macrame seemed very Australian. I only really had a week to do it, so I just sticky taped. I had this and I sticky taped it to the table and just started knotting and made a beginning part with the knots, and then I stuck it on an arm and just carried it on and joined it all together and just stuck the bolts in.
So the idea was that each student was going to make their heart and then of their garment and pass it on to the other. So each student in their particular countries, in their particular time zone, in their particular world, have created their heart.
I had no idea what anyone else would do. The garment would arrive and it would be incredibly exciting, and I'd open it up.
Whenever we opened a parcel and she started to freak out, I'd just say, take a breath.
First I'd get a bit overwhelmed and I'd have this sort of 24-hour, oh my God, what am I going to do?
And then she would just look at it, and I said, maybe just sleep on it and then come back to it. My role as a mentor was just as a support person for the student. It was basically up to them to do the work.
It was about kind of global communication, so being able to Skype and email to find out information. The Pinterest is really, it was a really great way for us to communicate.
As a collaborative thing, it was very exciting because we're not just talking about someone in the next room, we're talking about somebody in another world, in another country, and within a whole new time zone.
The garments were always going in a particular way. I kind of thought there could have been a way that it went around slightly different.
So it's almost like a sewing circle, but around the world, which was quite fantastic.